Hello students, welcome to AIMS India's online classes biology session. We are discussing about the plant tissues. In the plant tissues, so far we have studied three main types of tissues. What are they, children? One is meristematic tissue, second one dermal tissue, third one ground tissue, and the fourth one is vascular tissue. Today we are going to discuss about vascular tissue. Before going to vascular tissue, let us recall the ground tissue. So this is a typical dicot stem. If you see in this, you will see different regions. So this is the vascular tissue which we are going to discuss today, which is composed of xylem and phloem. Okay, in the ground tissue we have studied about parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. We have studied three important ground tissues. So here the pith part. What is pith? Pith is a tissue in the stems of vascular plants composed of soft spongy parenchyma cells. Where it is located? It is located in the middle of the stem. It is located in the middle of the stem. So spongy parenchyma tissue the pith is made up of. Okay. So ground tissue is equal to one formula I am telling you. Ground tissue is equal to pith plus cortex. Pith plus cortex. Okay. What is cortex? Cortex is it is located to the outer or around the vascular bundles. These are the vascular bundles. See, this is vascular bundle. So outer or around vascular bundles. It is also composed of parenchyma cells. Cortex is also composed of parenchyma cells. Okay, children. So epidermis is the outer layer dermal tissue, protective in function. So let us proceed to today's class, vascular tissue or complex permanent tissue. So simple permanent tissue is also called ground tissue. The complex permanent tissue is also called vascular tissue. Okay. So what is a complex permanent tissue? A complex tissue, a complex plant tissue is made up of more than one type of cells. It is made up of more than one type of cells. There are two types of complex plant tissues. What are they? Xylem and phloem. There are two main types of complex plant tissues. They are, that is, xylem and phloem. Xylem. Xylem is composed of four elements, that is xylem tracheids, xylem vessels, xylem fibers and xylem parenchyma. So we are saying it as a complex tissue. A complex tissue is made up of several elements or different types of cells. What are the different types of cells present in the xylem? Xylem tracheids, xylem vessels, xylem fibers and xylem parenchyma. Xylem tracheids. Xylem tracheids are elongated or tube-like cells. They have thick and lignified walls. They have thick and lignified walls and tapering ends. See, they possess, xylem tracheids possess, they are elongated tube-like cells. They have thick lignified walls and tapering ends. The tracheid cells are dead and protoplasm is absent. Because of absence of protoplasm only, the xylem tracheids are dead cells. Okay. And tracheids and vessels, these two, tracheids and vessels are the main conducting elements in flowering plants or vascular plants. Okay, what are the two main components of xylem tissue which involve in the transport? Means tracheids and vessels. Mainly vessels, xylem vessels involved in the transport of water and mineral salts. Okay, children. What is a complex tissue? A complex tissue is made of more than one type of cells. Plant complex tissues are the complex tissue in plants is studied under two headings. What are they? Xylem and phloem. Xylem is a complex tissue composed of tracheids, vessels, xylem fibers and xylem parenchyma. So, out of which xylem tracheids are dead cells with tapering ends. They are chemically lignified, means lignin is the material present in it, and they are dead. Tracheids are dead cells because of absence of protoplasm. So, tracheids and vessels are the main conducting elements in flowering plants. Next, vessels. If you take xylem vessels are long. See here, this is the xylem vessel. Xylem vessels are long, cylindrical, tube-like structures. See, this is a xylem vessel and this is a xylem vessel. These are made up of many cells which are called vessel members. So, each vessel member has lignified walls and a large central cavity Okay. So, if you see this xylem vessel, they are long tubular structures, cylindrical tube-like structures made up of many cells. See, there are many cells present inside, which are called vessel members. Each vessel member has lignified walls and a large central cavity. Cavity means space. The protoplasm is absent. Xylem vessels are also dead cells because protoplasm are absent. Where? In the vessel cells. So, vessel members are interconnected through perforations. Perforations means small holes. The vessel members are interconnected through perforations in their common wall. In their common walls, the presence of vessels is the characteristic feature of angiosperms. Okay. What is the main characteristic feature of angiosperms? Angiosperms means flowering plants. The presence of vessels is a very important characteristic feature of flowering plants or angiosperms, means dicots and monocots. Okay. Next, let us see how these are arranged. So, xylem fibers, the next part. So far we have studied two important constituents of the xylem tissue. What are they? Xylem tracheids and xylem vessels. Both are not having protoplasm in them, they are dead. Okay, so they are cylindrical, tube like. So now xylem fibers. The xylem fibers have highly thickened walls and obliterated central lumens. Septa may be present or absent in xylem fibers. See, these are the xylem fibers. They are long, tube like, thickened walls. The walls are very thick. Central lumen spaces are present. Septa may be present or absent in the xylem fibers. Next, xylem parenchyma. Xylem parenchyma, once again here, see here in this picture you can clearly see vessel members. Vessel members are having perforations and connected to each other. Okay, so this is the perforation plate. This is the perforation plate through which they are connected to tracheids. So xylem vessels and xylem tracheids are connected to each other because xylem vessels and xylem tracheids are the main components of the xylem tissue, which helps in the transport of water and minerals. Okay, so next, xylem parenchyma. Xylem parenchyma is composed of living cells. It is only the living component of the xylem tissue. It is made up of living cells which are thin, thin-walled, and the cell wall of xylem parenchyma is made up of cellulose. Okay, the cell wall, mainly xylem parenchyma cell wall is made up of cellulose. Xylem parenchyma stores food in the form of starch or fat and some other substances like eragastic substances, they are called, like tannins. The parenchymatous cells facilitate the radial conduction of water in plants. Parenchymatous cells facilitate the radial conduction of water in plants. Okay, because the vascular bundles which are present in the roots, they are radial vascular bundles. Okay, so radial conduction of water in plants takes place through parenchymatous cells in the xylem tissue. So what are the components of xylem tissue? Xylem tracheids, xylem vessels, xylem fibers, and finally xylem parenchyma. What is the main function of this xylem? Okay, so you might have observed in 7th class you have studied in the plant nutrition that when the plant is kept in a red colored water, some of the parts of the plant turned red. Okay, due to if you perform the same experiment again by keeping a small plant with roots in red colored water, leave it for if you leave it for 2 hours, then if you cut the stem and observe under microscope, you will find the transport tissue, xylem tissue, turns into red color because it is the xylem tissue which transports the water and minerals. Okay, you can also observe that under microscope and you can draw the picture also. Okay, the tissue involved in the transportation are vascular bundles. So these vascular bundles are composed of different types of cells for their specific arrangement. What are the main cells present in the vascular bundles? Xylem and phloem. The part that appeared red in the tissue when you observed under microscope, that is the xylem. Okay, while the cells adjacent to these red color portion, those cells are called phloem. Okay, xylem is responsible for the transport of materials from roots to upper parts of the plant. Okay, children, that is called ascent of sap. Okay, so actual mechanism of the absorption of water and mineral salts by the plants, it is a complex process. It involves diffusion, osmosis, okay, and several other processes are also involved. But simply remember, which tissue transports water and mineral salts in the plants means xylem tissue. It is a part of conductive tissue or vascular tissue in plants. Okay, let us proceed. Next, the xylem in higher plants, it is divided into two types. Primary xylem is of two types. They are protoxylem and metaxylem. Protoxylem and metaxylem. Protoxylem and metaxylem. What is protoxylem? The protoxylem are, pro means first. The protoxylem are the first formed primary xylem elements, while the metaxylem are the later formed xylem elements. Okay, here in the picture you can see secondary xylem. Actually, primary xylem is divided into protoxylem and metaxylem. This is protoxylem, metaxylem. Here clearly you can see the protoxylem is the first formed xylem. Later metaxylem is formed. After that secondary xylem is formed. Okay. So the function, finally come to the function of the xylem tissue. Transportation of water and minerals from the roots to different plant parts is the main function of xylem. Xylem also provides the mechanical strength. It also provides mechanical strength. Next, phloem tissue. The phloem helps in the transportation of food materials, the materials away from the photosynthetic parts of the plant. What are the photosynthetic parts of the plant? From leaves. Xylem from roots, whereas phloem from leaves. It transport which materials? It transport the products of photosynthesis, sugars. Okay, just like xylem, phloem is also a complex plant tissue. So the phloem is composed of, or it contains, long sieve cells, sieve tubes, companion cells, phloem fibers, and phloem parenchyma. Xylem parenchyma is the living part of the xylem tissue. The phloem parenchyma here. Okay. So what are the components of the phloem tissue? Phloem is composed of sieve cells, sieve tubes, companion cells, phloem fibers, and phloem parenchyma. First, sieve tubes. The sieve tube elements are long tube-like structures. They are arranged longitudinally. The end walls of sieve tubes are perforated to form sieve plates. Here you can see the sieve tubes. This is the sieve tube. So it is having perforation plate likes. So these are sieve pores. These are sieve plates. Okay, here. So this from here to here, this is called sieve tube. Okay, on either side of the sieve tube, companion cells are arranged. Okay, so here, what are sieve tubes? Sieve tubes are long tubular structures. They are arranged longitudinally. Okay, and the end walls of the sieve tubes are perforated with sieve plates. This entire one is called a sieve plate, and it containing small holes. They are called sieve pores. Okay, so here this is sieve plate, and here also sieve plate, and this is the phloem parenchyma, and these are the companion cells. Okay, next, sieve tubes. A mature sieve element, sieve tube is a mature sieve element it is a mature sieve element and has a peripheral cytoplasm and a large vacuole but no nucleus. The nucleus of the companion cell controls the function of sieve element. So besides sieve tube only companion cells are present. In the sieve tubes nucleus is absent. In the companion cells the nucleus is present. That nucleus only controls the function of sieve tubes and sieve cells. Okay. Now companion cells. What are companion cells? These are specialized parenchymatous cells. The companion cells are closely associated with sieve tube elements. There is a common pit. There is a common pit field in the common longitudinal wall between the sieve tube element and companion cell. So these pits connects both of them. Okay, actually this is pits. These pits connect both companion cells and sieve tube. Okay, the companion cell helps in maintaining the pressure gradient in the sieve tubes. What is the main function of companion cell? It maintains the pressure gradient. Okay, here sieve plate, sieve tube member, companion cell. This companion cells only containing this dots nucleus. Okay, and phloem parenchyma. So here there is a pits, common pits, sieve tube members and companion elements connected by pits, and the main function of companion cells is to maintain the pressure gradient in the sieve tubes, because the sieve tubes are transporting the solid food materials, that is starch. So there is a pressure. So that pressure gradient must be maintained. Balance is maintained by these companion cells. Next, phloem parenchyma. Phloem parenchyma, the cells of phloem parenchyma are elongated, tapering cylindrical cells. Tapering means having folds. Okay, the cells have dense cytoplasm and nucleus. Phloem parenchyma is a living part, and it consists of dense cytoplasm and nucleus, means abundant cytoplasm and nucleus. The cell wall of this phloem parenchyma is composed of cellulose and has pits. The plasma desmatal connections. Cell wall is consisting of thread-like structures. They are called plasma desmata. The plasma desmata helps in connecting the adjacent cells. So here plasma desmatal connections exist between the cells through these pits, like this. Here phloem parenchyma, the companion cells, phloem fibers, and the phloem parenchyma, if you take okay, those connections, plasma desmata and all those things, desmatal connections are present inside. between the cells. Several pits are present inside. Okay. Phloem parenchyma stores food and other substances like resin, latex, and mucilage. Mucilage means somewhat sticky substance. The phloem parenchyma is usually absent in monocotyledons. In monocots, phloem parenchyma is absent. Then what are present? Only companion cells, phloem fibers and sieve elements, sieve tubes and sieve cells, sieve plates are present. Okay. So what is the main function of this phloem tissue? The phloem tissue helps in the transport of materials away from the photosynthetic part of the plants. Okay, means from leaves to other parts of. That's why here see the phloem parenchyma here. It's very greenish. Okay. So xylem and phloem together form the vascular bundles. The vascular tissue gives the mechanical support to the plant. Particularly xylem will give the mechanical support. Next part of this phloem fibers. They are also called bast fibers. Phloem, these are also called as bast fibers and are made up of sclerenchyma. It is made up of different cells called sclerenchyma. The phloem fibers are usually absent in primary phloem but present in the secondary phloem, just like primary xylem and secondary xylem. Primary xylem gives rise to protoxylem and metaxylem. Here also protophlloem and metaphlloem. Primary phloem gives rise to. Okay. And here once again you see companion cells, sieve area, sieve tubes. Sieve means what? Having holes. So just like for filtering the floor, okay, the floor of wheat, your mother will use a sieve. Okay, not only that, even when your water also, sieve means having a layer like structure having more apertures. So the sieve cells and sieve tubes, sieve plates, these are all containing small microscopic holes. Okay, the phloem fibers are usually absent in the primary phloem but they are present in the secondary phloem. So the phloem fibers are much elongated, unbranched, and have pointed needle-like apices. The phloem fibers of jute, flax, and hemp are commercially used for preparing ropes, mattresses. So these fibers. So that's why the phloem fiber is also called bast fiber, very strong. Okay, and so actually secondary phloem, secondary xylem we come across now. So xylem and phloem are the two vascular tissues. They are separated by cambium, one more structure called cambium. That cambium involved in the secondary growth. If cambium is present, open type of vascular bundles. If the cambium is absent, closed type of vascular bundles. So that you will study in your higher classes. Okay. So here the phloem fibers, they are needle-like, pointed, unbranched, elongated structures. So for example, jute, flax and hemp, they are commercially useful in the preparation of ropes and mattresses and gunny bags, isn't it? Okay, children. This is about the phloem and xylem. So once again, the vascular tissue gives mechanical support and helps in the transport. So xylem contains elongated cells. What are they? Tracheoid cells, tubular vessels, fibers, and parenchyma. But the phloem contains cells. What are they? Long sieve cells, sieve tubes, companion cells, and phloem fibers and phloem parenchyma. Okay, children. So these vascular tissue carry water to great heights in the plants. It is up to nearly 200 feet in eucalyptus. and even more than that, 330 feet in American redwood tree in that. So that is the speciality of this vascular tissue. So in this lesson, the plants have different types of tissues we have studied, which are arranged in a specific manner. Why? To carry out different functions or specific functions in the plant body. Okay, children, the vascular tissue conducts transportation. Vascular tissue is of how many types? Two types. What are they? Xylem and phloem. So let us proceed to today's assessment. Dash moves water up, or moves water up by dash. Collenchyma, parenchyma, xylem, phloem. Which moves the water up? Here you see the image for clue. So the arrow mark is representing the movement of water and minerals, and in the second one, the movement of food material. This is the difference between xylem and phloem. Xylem vessels and phloem means we have to consider sieve tubes and companion cells, sieve tubes. Okay. So in phloem, the movement of substance is taking place up and down. Okay. From leaves to roots, and here from roots to upper parts of the plant. So here, which is that carries water up? Xylem tissue. Next, that moves nutrients up and down. Here same diagram, xylem, phloem, sclerenchyma, collenchyma, and here also what is that representing the up and down movement of the nutrients? So that is phloem. Next, dash moves sugar from leaves to roots. Sugar means the end product of photosynthesis. Which tissue moves sugar from leaves to roots? Parenchyma tissue, collenchyma tissue, xylem tissue, phloem tissue. Come on. Which tissue? Yes. Here the section is given, cross section of stem and root. See the arrangement of xylem and phloem. The yellow color representing phloem, green color representing xylem. So this is the stem, cross section of stem. This is the cross section of root. Okay. So which is moving the sugars? So that is phloem tissue. Next, xylem and phloem are together called dermal tissue, ground tissue, meristematic tissue, vascular tissue. So what is the correct answer? Vascular tissue. Once again, xylem and phloem together called. So this is the vascular bundle. So this entire one is called vascular bundle, made up of xylem and phloem. Okay. So vascular tissue. Next, which of these tissues is complex tissue? Parenchyma tissue, collenchyma tissue, sclerenchyma tissue, vascular tissue. So parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma, they are together called ground tissues. But which is here the correct answer? Complex tissue, vascular tissue. It is composed of xylem and phloem. Next, recall which of the following form part of the phloem? Sieve tube elements, tracheids and vessels, companion cells, both A and C. Just recall, Xylem is made up of xylem tracheids, xylem fibers, xylem parenchyma, okay, and xylem vessels, whereas phloem is composed of sieve cells, sieve tubes, companion cells, phloem fibers, and phloem parenchyma. So here the answer is both A and C, sieve tube elements and companion cells. Next, which statement correctly identifies the substance and the direction it is transported in the phloem? Water only upwards, water up and down the plant, glucose only upwards, glucose up and down the plant. So here phloem tissue transports the glucose up and down of the plant parts. Okay. Next, the tubes and support that transport water, the tubes that support and transport water and nutrients up, down and around in plants: root system, shoot system, vascular system, reproductive system. Okay, vascular system. So here the vascular system, the arrow marks representing the transport up, down, side, all directions, the transport of water, food materials, water and nutrients mentioned. So which system? Vascular system. Next, plants that have true roots, stems and leaves are called non-vascular, vascular, spore bearing, thallophyte. Okay, the plants that have true roots, stems and leaves, they are called vascular plants. Okay, different names are there. Plants are classified into two types: vascular, non-vascular. Okay, non-vascular plants means in which there are no roots, no true stem, no true leaves. Okay, example, thallophytes means algae, fungi. In these plants, the vascular tissue, the first vascular plants are pteridophytes, ferns. Okay, angiosperms are well developed vascular plants, dicots and monocots. Angiosperms are again divided into dicots and monocots. So vascular plants possess well developed root system, shoot system. So see, stem, leaf, roots, flower, like that the total body of the plant is systematically divided and well developed parts are present. They are called vascular plants. Next, the plants that have true roots. Okay, just now completed. Last one, some land plants develop an internal system of interconnected tubes and vessels called, what is that? Cuticles, non-vascular canals, the circulatory system, vascular tissue. What is that? Vascular tissue. So in animals we are calling it as circulatory system, consisting of heart, a pumping organ, arteries, veins, blood vessels, okay, and blood. But here in plants, the vascular system consisting of vascular tissue, it is composed of xylem and phloem. So xylem transports water and mineral salts, which is called ascent of sap. Then phloem transports the solid food materials from leaves to other parts of the plant, that is called as translocation of organic solutes. Scientists conducted several experiments on it. You will study in your higher classes. Okay children, I hope you understood today's class. Keep reading textbook and prepare well. Write the exams. Thank you for watching our video. Please subscribe our channel. Press the bell icon for receiving latest updates.